that we'll give it to you and we'll pass it around. We'll probably sing a song, and then I'm going to give you opportunity to share. And then when you are done talking, then we'll sing another song. And so this is how our worship service will continue through this day. Now, we don't have a lot of songs, so I need some sharing. So we'll start with our first song, and then we'll go from there. Well, do you want to start?
Sure. Then you won't take my sharing. Anyway, my husband and I came to this church. Can you hear me? My husband and I came to this church in, well, he came in 72 because he came over and started a business first, but I got here in 73. And so we joined this congregation, and it was a wonderful blessing. And somehow Ann and I got involved with the youth group. Remember this trip when we took the kids to Todd Lake? So we got the Parks and Rec to loan us canoes, but we had to go to the pool first. So the kids could learn how to tip over, get back in the canoe, and we had to take one of the staff with us. And so we loaded up our canoes and we paddled to the end of Todd Lake. Most of you have probably been there. And the kids had a wonderful time. I learned a great thing from Ann. You warm up the rock, and the rocks, put it in your sleeping bag or the newspaper rolled over. Keep your feet warm tonight when you're camping. And let's see, I enjoyed Wanda's class that she gave on Write Your Life Story. That was very, and I wished I'd done it more. And I also, with Mark Scherr and a lot of people from the church, we went on a mission trip to Hawaii. And I thought, this is kind of scary to go on a mission trip. What do I know, that I can share? Well, the person that was supposed to direct what we were going to do she wasn't there. So the other people said, well, you can go clean the gardens. Well, I'm a gardener. And so in the mornings we cleaned the gardens, and then they said, you're done, go to the beach and play. That was my mission trip to Hawaii. But I have so enjoyed the fellowship here, and when my husband passed, you put on a lovely, lovely brunch for us, for the family and friends, and I will miss this family. I really, really will.
Thank you.
Well, the mic's right there. We'll give it to Beverly.
Yeah.
You don't have to stand.
I'm not standing. I like to, but I can't get up and down. Well, I'm Beverly Cribbins, and I have attended church since I was a little kid. We lived a few blocks from a Lutheran church, and my sister, my mother thought was too young to take. So my brother and I would walk to the Sunday school every Sunday. And then when Carol got old enough for Mom to feel secure in taking 3 kids, we went to the Rodney Avenue Church of Christ in Portland. And that's where I was baptized. And when I was about 13, I got to help in the nursery. And I loved that. But my brother finished high school, and we moved to Eugene for him to go to in Northwest Christian College. And I hated moving because I had gone kindergarten through the 8th grade with the same kids. But there were more kids. We had fun. But some of us would get together with our bicycles and go up on, I can't even remember the name of the butte there at the end of Willamette Street in Eugene. So we'd go up there.
Skinner Butte?
Is that
Is it
Skinner? There's Skinner and another one. The one at the end of Willamette Street.
Yeah, that's Skinner's Field.
Okay.
We all know about it.
Well, when I also tried out the Powell View Church, which I loved also, and I thought Penny, Mr. Penhollow, was the guy I would write about as the most interesting character I'd ever known. He wasn't home when my daughter Marcia got married, but his son married kids. And on the next Sunday, the four of us were, Alana and Marcia and Ted were sitting in the back row. And Penny came up, put a hand on each of the kids' shoulders, and he said, "You mean to tell me you're still together?" I loved Penny, he was sweet. And then our other daughter dated his youngest son. That would have been a good deal. But she ended up with somebody else. But to begin with, when we moved to Bend in 1962, this is where I came. And then started my journeys around Central Oregon. But anyway, Lon and I actually eloped. He had told me a couple jokes that my mother, who is very strict and sweet, did not approve of. And today, a kindergartner could tell you those jokes, and there'd be nothing to it but to mother. And she stood in front of me. I was 17. It was November. My birthday's in April. And she was going, "You are not seeing him again until you're 18. So we eloped. We planned to get married as soon as I finished high school. And I was a senior.
Oh, okay.
You've got to show them because it is so cute.
Yes, you got to show. Okay. Okay. Oh, how cute.
That is a towel, kitchen towel.
Oh, how cute. Oh, good. I thought maybe it was for a dog and Charlie.
Here you go, Andy.
Joe.
That's why, yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, I started coming here not when I sent my children. I sent my children first. Char was about 2 or 3, and at that time they had a Sunday school bus that picked the children up. So Mel O'Day, who drove the bus, would carry her into the church. She said she still remembers that. And then Sylvia Lytle called me, and she had 3rd graders, Sunday school class. She had 30 children, and they were getting a little much for her to handle alone. So she called and asked me, of course my son was in that class, she called and asked me if I would help her. And so that's when I started coming regularly, was when Ernie was in 3rd grade. And then I've done about everything in this congregation. I've even preached on Women's Day. So I have lots of memories here. I taught 5th grade Sunday school for over 10 years. And of course have been in the Christian Women's Fellowship for a number of years. So I'm going to miss this. But Charlotte said, well, Mama, we'll still come in the evenings. So we plan to come at the 5 o'clock service because that's convenient for her to do that and to come and take me.
One more before our next song. Be thinking. Here we go, John.
Well, anyhow, is this okay? Yeah. I moved here from Newport News, Virginia in about 1978. I didn't know anyone. I really didn't know anyone. I really didn't know anyone. So I did a re-entry into nurses training. I don't know if you're already a nurse, but anyhow, I did a re-entry into nursing and worked for a couple years. And then I came to this church and I felt very welcome. And that was in the early 90s. It was about 90s. And I remember I just found a new home here. And I'll always remember all the people here, and they'll always be my family. I remember too, Harold used to play at all his services with his guitar. He really enjoyed that. Let's see. Oh, some things I'm going to remember about the church is our church picnic and playing bingo.
Yes.
And also, one thing I really liked, because I was sweet tooth, and I could do all my recipes at home and say they're not for me, and I bring them here because Wanda would have those beautiful dessert parties.
Yeah.
I like that, Wanda. And what else was there? I found a new family here, and something special that I remember. Harold's services was here, and I remember Dave coming over to the house when my children were there, and they talked about the service, and I was going to be prayed, and I felt like crying. I'd leave the room, and they wait for me, and I'd come back, and we'd work some more, and we did finally get the service. But I remember Dave telling me one day, Joan, it's okay to cry.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't forget that. See, and one other thing, I love the Christmas services. It wasn't Christmas until I came to a service here at this church.
Yes.
It was beautiful, and I'm going to miss that. And I'm not going to miss all of you because we're all going to stay in touch, right?
Right. Yes.
Good.
Next song.
Well, you know, Dave, a few Sundays ago, said, I want you each to have 3 churches where you think you want to go visit. Well, I'm going to have to surprise him. I only have one. For the past 8-9 years, I have been going to Calvary Chapel Saturday mornings, men's Bible study. And I've also attended a few of their Wednesday Bible studies in the evening. And so my choice is I'll be going to Calvary Chapel on Sunday morning. I would also like to say thank you to Wanda for the Minister to Seniors and all she has done, because I enjoyed going to the Minister to Seniors. Wanda would call me up and say, Michael, come, and then she'd say, call DeForest and have him give you a ride. Mm-hmm. And I'd usually do that, but I was taking my hand in.
That's why I drove a big Cadillac.
And, you know, when I do end up going to Calvary Chapel, I'm going to have a hard time, because back there, I get to do my thing. I'm singing, I'm praising God, I'm raising my hands, and I'm leading the choir and all that. And I'm going to have a hard time just sitting in a pew listening to a sermon. And I'm going to miss everybody here. Oh, I have one more. One experience that I'm really glad happened to me is, you know, as a deacon or an elder, we went out and gave communion to the shut-ins. And, you know, I do not have an automobile, so I would ride my bike to give communion to a shut-in. This one Sunday, I had to drive all the way to the south end of town and give communion. It was hard to do that. But then the next Sunday, I was so thankful that I had, because during that week, that lady had passed away. And I was just so thankful that I was able to give her communion. So that's what some of my memories. I'll turn it back to Dave.
I will say, the one thing I take away from this congregation and all the congregation are the people you meet. Every place, every time you come in contact and have a relationship with a person, you're changed. And you get to know them. And I've had the privilege for Marlboro, Astoria, Twin Falls, and here. And you can't lose the memories of the people you met. What makes me sad is I'm also known as the burying preacher. And I've had the privilege to enter into very intimate places with families as I deal with those services. And that is special. But the memories people give you are unique, and you can't ever lose those. Anyway, one more for this time, and then we'll sing another song. If not, be thinking.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Well, I used to come here in the 1960s for about 3 years. The church was pretty big then. We had pews, and we had a big choir. It was quite a nice church. I helped teach one of the Sunday school classes, the kindergartens, and we were here for 3 years before my wandering husband decided to move again. I came back again here just 3 years ago. I think it was 2014 on Easter, and I was so welcomed. I just felt like I was coming back home again. And all of the ladies just welcomed me, and everybody made me feel like, yeah, this is home again. I really have enjoyed being here and love everybody.
Voice is gone completely. I wanted to just say something about this song. I was mentioning it to our Loa when we were practicing the other night. And when we first came here, Dave was new, and we were at Redmond for a Fifth Sunday rally. And they had 3 new preachers in the area. They all spoke and said, well, something, I think. But the Stock Brothers were there, and they sang this song. So we've come, pardon me?
Which song?
And Your Praise Goes On. And the song we opened with. And so it's full circle that we've come around sharing that song. Not an easy one necessarily for congregation to sing, but thanks Dave for doing that. And it wasn't my idea. I was very surprised that he remembered that. Another thing is, thank you, Wanda, because you did Cooking for Men 101. And my husband did prepare a few meals for me, and it was just an amazing thing, albeit we had company over, and as the salad was done, before we could take our last bite, it was gone. And then we'd have the main dish, and before dessert was done, he would yank it from us and start washing dishes. But we really appreciate it, and I'm hoping that he will resurrect some of that in his retirement. And another thing is that I had never served communion before until here. It was very spiritual, and I'm sorry. Thank you. And you're not finished, because Sarah and Abraham did their work after 90, their best work. So as you leave today and you go and join our family in other congregations or here at Riverbend or wherever we go, you have so much to give.
Dave, I'll take it since we're so up here anyway. So I want to thank all of you for the years that we've spent here. Tess, I'm back. And I want to thank all of you for the years we spent here. There's so many people that's been so important in my life here at the church. I want to name a few people, and if you can think of any other people that come into your mind, just shout out your names. I have to start off with Jerry Marie Dessart. They took us in under their wings. Excuse me. There you go. They took us under their wings and really felt like this was home for us. And Paul Marsh, I don't know if people even remember Paul Marsh, Mellow Day. There's just so many people, so many godly people. I was raised luckily by at least spiritually, by my grandparents that were incredible Christians. And thank God for them, that we all have a way to come into His kingdom. And it was through my grandparents that I learned about Christ. But there's so many people that through this church that I have spent many hours with. Mac McCoy and Donna. There's just on and on. Grace Goodrich, Florence Palmer. You know, obviously we can't name them all, but there's so many people who was very, very important in our lives and that add to our spiritual life because of what they added, through Christ for us. So anyway, I got to tell you this one, and I'm not a good leader, and I'll tell you why. I took the youth group on a bicycle ride one time, and we went up down the McKenzie River, and that's a pretty tough ride. And the kids kind of got beat up, so as a treat, I thought I would have them ride up to Cougar Reservoir and hit the hot springs. Well, maybe for a Christian youth group, maybe the hot springs at Cougar Reservoir is probably not the best thing to do. Yeah, anyway, you can take it from there.
Did I have one here?
First up, I would like to thank the worship team. I can't imagine a church our size having that, and the fact that they show up. They say that's the major part of anything is showing up. But you show up and then you do an incredible job. And thank you so much for all of you. And I wish Kip was here too. So wonderful. I think I came in on the coattails of David. So I immediately felt loved. Came in here and there wasn't a trial period at all. Like, let's watch her for a while and see. And none of you ever find out that sometimes I swear in the church kitchen. But I try to do it when no one's here except me. So anyway, the major thing with the people like Janice, that smile is incredible, and all the hugs that you get from everybody. I just love every person here. And you've been so good to David and myself. And the major thing was when Mark was dying. I know we're supposed to be happy, but, and I am happy about this, very happy, that when Mark was dying during that time, the women of the thrift shop mainly, but all of you, were just so there for us. And we just felt the love and the understanding of what you felt for us. And not only that, when we had to go south, amazingly nice gift cards came, a couple $100 for expenses on the trips and everything. And that happened more than once, I can tell you. Anyway, I love you all so much. Don't go away. Okay.
Just going to another chapter.
Anybody else have something? We have one more song, so this is your opportunity.
Can I say one quick thing? I really appreciate David and Avalon, and I will never forget, what's her name? I can't remember her name. Ruthie. I loved your stories about Ruthie, but I appreciate it. thank you for doing that.
14 months, yes.
Yes.
Anyway, you were a great, great addition to our family, and I just love you both.
I'll just say a quick thing since my 14 months here, 4 months was the agreement, but someone lost count. It was a very gratifying experience, and I know I've said this before. 16 years ago, can you believe it? 16 years ago. Anyway, it was a very gratifying experience for me, and I say thank you for that. It was wonderful.
Well, maybe I get my retirement here as good as his.
Thank you. Well, before I came here, I had moved from Madras, where I was a high school teacher and an EMT, and I took a job here in Bend as a paramedic. And the Methodist church up there was pretty formal. You know, we all had the same readings, and we all read it like we were at a funeral or something. And that's what I kind of thought church was like. And so I decided, now that I was in Bend, I have many churches to go check out. And so I think I checked out about 8, and one of them was here. I don't know why I stopped here, but I did.
All white steeple.
It probably was, most likely. But the point is I came here, and Marv was teaching, or preaching, and I noticed a couple things, like, boy, everyone was kind of informal, and we didn't read something like we had to read it. And there was Jerry with long hair, and there was Wanda being involved in the ministry. And I thought, all right, there's some barriers kind of being broken down here that I really like. So anyway, I shopped around a little bit more, but finally came here and told Marv I wanted to be a member of the congregation. I was baptized right behind that curtain there, because when I was a little boy, I was just sprinkled on, you know, by the holy water, whatever it was. And this was, as an adult, my decision to actually accept Christ. And so this church will always hold a special place for me. But there were some things that just happened that was just unbelievable. Like, somebody noticed, I think it's probably Wanda, that like 3 Easters in a row, I would walk in the door and they'd see me pop my head in and then I'd be gone. And finally, she or Michael asked me, why are you not staying for Easter? And I explained that I'm very allergic to Easter lilies, just hideously allergic. And so anyway, a whole year went by, and just before Easter the following year, someone from the worship team came and told me that we're not going to have Easter lilies this year, so you can attend. And I was like, you cannot make a whole congregation not bring Easter lilies because I'm allergic. And they said, yes, we can. And it's been 12, 13, 14 years that we have not had Easter lilies because of my allergy. And what a blessing. I mean, people will show up with them and they'll get them shoved out the door. And so I was like, what kind of congregation does that just for one member? I mean, I was more than happy just to go watch something on TV, but you guys made it very special. So about the only other thing I wanted to say is that I also felt very included by the ladies in the thrift shop. They didn't care if I was a man. It was like, hey, come over and help volunteer. We'll put you on the prayer chain, that kind of stuff. But the thing I'll take away, probably the most interesting part, is how God answered our prayers in a hot tub. Like, and Andrew talked about that at one of his services, that we had been praying and praying for a solution. And Riverbend was the solution that came along, but it all started in a hot tub at the Athletic Club of Bend, between me and a member who wasn't even a member of his church. It just, he happened to know a member of the church up in Portland. And for about 5 to 6 weeks, we negotiated deals in the hot tub before we finally got both sides together. And so it's just weird that how God works and everything. But everyone here, you know, why did I choose here? I really don't know, but I know I felt very comfortable when I walked in the door, and people were very friendly, and what a blessing, and I will be keeping in touch with all of you. And I have a special gift for you at the end, too. So we have our group picture, and we have the copy of the dedication from the first church in 1918 and a dedication of this church. So that's for you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom.
Don and I have been a member for 2003. We got married, and Dave come to the woods and married us. And the next year I was baptized here. My mother came here, and She said, Mabel, you'll love it. And I do. Every one of you have been a blessing to me. Mother says, the thrift shop needs help. And I says, well, okay, Mom, I'll work one day because I'm retired and I love to paint and I love to fish. I put my foot in the door and they took my whole leg.
Yeah.
But every one of those days that I worked at the thrift shop has been a blessing. We will miss our customers like they miss us. And thank you. And I will be at the picnic to call bingo.
And maybe this year I can get a bingo for real. Anyone else?
We had to give him a gift because he was whining.
Shores of the Sea of Galilee. And there were some who were tax collectors, and there were all kinds of people, just normal people like you and me. Andrew preached a sermon for us in June talking about the calling of the disciples. And in calling, being a disciple meant you had to follow Jesus day and night. And so you got to think about it. They knew each other, they ate together, they camped out together, they laughed together, they learned together, they probably got angry together. And we have hints of that. I mean, they shared life intimately with Jesus in every given situation. But after about 3 years, Jesus knew his time was coming to an end. And what better way to celebrate that ending than to gather for a meal, which we will do. And in that meal, he kind of changes things up. And this is where we get to read the words. And while they were eating, Jesus took bread. And when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to his disciples, saying, "Take and eat. This is my body." Then he took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sin. I tell you, I will not drink from this fruit of the vine from now on until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." When he gathered with his disciples, and as we're gathering today, it looks bad to their life together. And it's in the moment that he is spending with them right then. But he's also looking out into the future. Because this meal will not be our last meal. For all those dear saints that we have known who are no longer with us, there will be a day we will get to join them in a great heavenly banquet where we sit down and eat together as one big, huge, happy family, and Jesus will finally eat again with us. So as we partake today, think back to the faith that we have in Christ. Think about all those dear saints that we have known. And as we partake today, think about this little gathering here. But also think, it doesn't end here. It goes on and on. Every saint around the world for all times has gathered around a table. And we will once again gather together as one family. Shall we sing our hymn of communion?
I've got a gift for you. Hi there. I have the photograph from the deal, but only about half your face was showing. You were hidden. You were hiding.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It does. That's a good spot.
Yeah, and it's usually like because I go that route when I go over
I suppose you told
What? All right, now my curiosity. Wow. Yeah, so can I. I've been known to be here, so. No, that's our, well, yeah, that's our lowest. Oh, have you, Andrew? Not officially. Let me, I want you to hear. And I think it's why flesh. And we can go on. She is. Yeah, I'll pray. I'll pray. Okay. Get ready now. We're ready. Everybody. We're ready to eat. We need a prayer. Yeah.
Shall we pray? Our Father, we gather around basically your table as we literally break bread together. May this time of fellowship, this time of communion, draw us together now and forever. May the food nourish our body. May our spirits be elevated. May we give thanks forever. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Jerry.
Where's your team? Come on, Daisy. You go first. You go first.
And stuff I don't understand. Those are very smooth. 20% more caffeine.
Okay, where is it? I'll get it.
20 more caffeine, but 27% less acidity.
Get in line.
And so I decided that's what we had.
Oh, that's what they have.
Right there.
Service to the church since 2003. You're always busy.
Yeah.
Special cold coffee. I like iced coffee. I have never had cold coffee.
I know you usually wear.
I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I decided to use summer.
I used to wear my hair really short.
Did you?
Okay, all right.
I don't want to stand in front of it.
Try to make it down, share, and yeah.
Well, you need this over for the next week, for the thrift store? Are you guys gonna be open for a week? Okay, but this isn't for that though. Got it. Thank you.
All right. Sound of mine. You said take it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So mine was unhooked, so I took mine
Good,
home.
I say. I hope you got yours home. Yes,
Yeah,
I gotta go get my pickup so I can get mine home.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't he one amazing guy?
Oh, well,
Yes, he is.
bless your heart. Thank you.
I'm really serious. I mean, wow. I wish I had a brain like yours.
Oh, you do. Anyone who's a nurse has got a brain. What? Oh, don't back up. Got it. Oh, good. I didn't. Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
And I cooked mine last.
Your own food?
The neighbors brought Tom and me each trout.
Oh, what?
Fish.
Oh, trout. Oh, yeah.
Trout.
Trouts? Yeah, trouts.
She brought one
Trouts.
Is that where she was at? I saw her there one day. Took her, said, oh my gosh. I taught the kids.
Boy, now I'm going to be able to see. Oh, yeah, look at those. Stacy.
These are all desserts first.
Okay.
You'll never have to use it again, right?
No.
I try not to learn things that I'll never use again.
Whoa, wow.
Because my brain gets full so fast.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about algebra. I'll never use this. Why do I have to learn it?
When I found out that
I hated it. Oh.
in there about
Oh, you loved algebra? Oh, my word.
about pie and you couldn't eat it, I was done.
Oh, yeah. So I have a friend who loves math, kind of like you did. And she'll even get like textbooks at thrift stores and go through and work the problems. I go, oh, that is sick.
What I loved the most was geometry.
That I actually understood a little bit.
I could have done that all year.
All those theorems and.
I guess we'll have to turn on the air conditioner and tell those people to keep their doors and windows shut.
Tom put our air cooler up yesterday.
Let's go home, sweetie. I've got to meet the Avon lady at 2.
Oh, you're not going to make it.
I'm not?
No, it's 5 minutes till 2. So.
Oh, shoot.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Did you ever buy Fuller products?
No, I never have.
The brush people.
Oh, you did. Well, give me a card. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And see you
Take
later.
care. Thank you for everything. Nice potluck. It was good.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Very welcome.
Anytime in Riverbend, we'd love to have you.
Okay.
Well.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Sally.
Bye, Sally. Oh, Sally, do you have? Are you keeping the key that Nina gave you?
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Oh, I have it.
Oh, if you don't need it, Andrew doesn't even have a key to the thrift store. Yeah, thrift shop. But if you need it, keep it.
No, I have one.
Okay.
I was just gonna let Kelsey go over there and look.
Oh, good.
I think I dropped it in my purse. I'll
All
bring
right.
it back in.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Old man, huh?
It's so hard to keep track of everything.
It's like when we took that photo. I thought I'd never get all of you guys together in a group without.
Oh,
We'd get people there and someone would drift off, and we had to go find them.
Dad has some of those
No, mine's
World War I
So you just had
photos where they'd
so did you.
A whole battalion would be in the picture. and-
real long, and he gave them to Tom, but Tom gave them to Stan.
Oh, wow.
And Stan has kept them up all the time. But they talk about what to do with them in that Camp Whitcomb or whatever it's called.
And where was that located?
Clackamas.
Oh, Clackamas, okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
They have one of
exactly.
them.
Yeah.
But Tom, when he had them, he said, well, you can.
Hey, Tom.
Uh-huh.
Picture of mom relaxing at home.
Oh, you got a cigar in your? Oh, my word. How asleep were you when they decorated you up?
I don't remember at all anything.
They might have slipped you a Mickey or something there.
I didn't realize that was your mom.
Yeah.
I don't drink anything like that.
That's a big cigar you had there.
What was it, Tom?
Was it a Halloween deal or?
No, it's just some old woman with a cigar in her mouth.
It wasn't her?
No.
Oh, it wasn't even you. Oh,
Aren't you sorry?
yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I'm happy to hear that it wasn't you because you couldn't remember
Yeah,
it happening. So
Must be for the sidewalks.
No. I don't
There's
drink
some nice sized bell.
alcoholic stuff.
I gave up in '83. It's the best thing I ever did.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'd go out with some friends for dinner fairly often.
Hefty little guy.
That's what I
And
love
all
about
three of
where I
them
live,
would have
it's
it
because
every
it's close to
Yeah,
town,
yeah.
but, you know, I still
And I'd get
enjoy it
one.
when it gets out.
But I didn't want it.
Right,
No.
right.
Oh, yeah,
But then
lots of it.
Lon wouldn't have to
Oh,
order
you can
another.
just give it to Andrew then. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sally.
You're welcome.
Uh-huh.
This is for the back door,
The back door,
Central and
okay,
doorknob.
perfect. And is that a different key from the front? Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
We never really had a key for the front door.
Oh, so you always just go in through the back?
Mhm.
Okay.
And I had to, well, you're probably gonna change everything over there, but. I had-
Eventually, but
He's
not for
amazing.
now.
He's gonna be a
Yeah.
Good minister.
Oh, yeah.
He's not even taking pay yet.
Pretty healthy
He's
looking.
just doing this for
Yes,
free.
he is.
Oh.
He's very dedicated to make sure the money's going for improvements and stuff. They were talking about this air conditioning. They got new air conditioning in, but like today,
That's what I
the air conditioning's working full on, but the temperature's still rising in here. It's not quite big enough to cool the whole place down. And of course, we've been going in and out of the doors a lot too. So, yeah. No.
Tom put our air
There will be a
cooler
day
up
when we do that.
yesterday.
Yeah, you
there'll probably be a
got
bit
like
of-
one goes in the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty
And
nice.
the filter in the wall is pretty cool.
Yeah, especially the room you're in. Sally, take care. Take care.
Are you leaving us?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Nina home. I'll be in touch with you. I'll give you a call and
Otherwise, you
anytime
can't
visit
beat 'em.
you. But
Okay.
love out here.
Oh,
And I love you too.
Oh, well, thank you.
The
I
two
can't
go
believe-
together.
I can't believe how that road has just turned into
Get 'em back.
a freeway
Oh, the
practically.
Schutzmarker Road?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it's a,
I can't believe it.
it's solid. It's hard to make a
I'm
left-hand
like,
turn
I
at
haven't
4 in
been
the
out, I
afternoon.
haven't used that road that much until I started going out to your house, and I was shocked.
Uh-huh.
It was a shortcut. We used to live over by Young School, and that was working our way over. That was the shortcut to
Yeah.
Redmond.
They told us when we bought that, and we've lived there a little
He
over
was showing me
50
about his
years,
muscles last summer.
that would become a
Boy, he's got big ones, doesn't he?
more of a through.
Well, I'd rather drive on that road than the highway
Oh,
Toothpick of a kid.
yeah,
to Redmond.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just when you take the old Ben Redmond Highway back, you can't, it's so hard to make a left back onto 3rd Street,
Mm-hmm.
so. Okay.
That's what he enjoyed
See you
doing.
Yeah,
guys.
see you later. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
He'd get off and he'd
Well, I'm planning on it with this eclipse thing
Yeah.
coming on.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Good grief.
far out.
My dad lives over by Klein Falls. He's gonna have about a 50-second one, and we're just gonna drive from there up into Crooked River Ranch, and unless traffic gets too bad, but,
Well, Kelsey was telling me her husband has a friend that's coming over here from Spain
yeah,
for this eclipse.
yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
people chased it all over the
understand.
world.
I'm like,
When is the eclipse?
That's a long
21st of
way.
August.
20, at 10 in the morning,
Yeah, just before 10,
something
yeah.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, I
10 in
bought.
the morning?
On
Yeah.
the 21st.
On 21st of August.
21st of
But
August.
it's like on a Monday, so everyone's coming a week
I
before.
better go.
Take care, bye.
You don't have one more?
Yeah,
like
she'll
that?
cook.
Tell
I have
Nina
one more
goodbye
like
for
that.
me.
Yep, just
I will,
exactly
I
like
will.
that.
And come
Well, we
see
gotta
me.
get you to come to the picnic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be there when we're
Honest Injun.
I'll have to see that.
call you, but
You got any
probably
grandkids
not.
like that?
Well, we'll make sure, I'll
Oh,
call you, make sure you got a ride.
Mine are
Oh,
all
yeah,
figured
I
out.
don't know where he might be by then.
I know.
He might be in Ontario visiting
Yeah.
his lady.
Cute little
Like this?
pacifier.
He has
Like
the
this one?
sweetest girlfriend.
Nice.
Old grandma friend.
I said,
Yeah,
redneck
that's a long
pacifier.
trip over to Ontario. That's 5
$29.95.
hours.
Here's your child will never
Yeah,
be.
I went there a few years ago. It's like, ooh, it's a pretty country.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, and I like that farm country around there. It's very nice.
Well,
That's
she,
funny.
they went to high school.
One of
I
Mom's
think it
grandkids.
was like-
Oh my word! Look at the. Oh yeah, with the teeth. I like that redneck teeth.
Light is wrong.
Oh, you gotta hold it. It's gonna be a dentist dream. Oh, I think it went off. Let me hit the button again. Oh, I lost it. I'm sorry, Tom. The light went off. The picture disappeared, and
Anyway, it's a little baby with these
Big teeth.
Great big buck teeth.
Yeah.
And-
It's a pacifier.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
it's
it
pacifier.
has a, looks like,
Anyway, it says redneck pacifier.
Yeah.
$29.95 assures your child will never be abducted.
Yeah.
Great big old gnarly teeth hanging up.
That's
see,
that.
there's my grandson, my granddaughter. There they are.
Andy, do you need me to, do you want Dave's office unlocked, or your office unlocked?
Take out their grandma.
We might just keep calling that Dave's office.
Mama, she's got,
In memory of.
her mom.
There you go,
was
Dave's
right. I don't know how that, well, I guess.
Yeah, you can leave it unlocked actually, because we're gonna be coming in and out of there. here
Oh,
in a little
good.
bit.
There's a bunch of keys. I think I'll just go throw those in the safe and then when we meet, I'll go get my appointment book. We'll figure out
Oh, perfect.
the time to get together here.
Yeah, and is there a way for us to get into that safe? Because that.
Yeah.
Yes, I need to give you the combination.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be going to church?
Here, I'm going to be going
Yeah, the
here.
bird does. Oh,
Yes, uh-huh.
that means
Yes, because I am not a morning
classes,
person.
'cause he
That-
does that.
I'm late almost every time here. I had set 2 alarm clocks this morning and
Well,
walk out of the bedroom,
that's
shut the
my
door, so I can go
grandson
back to
and
sleep.
granddaughter and.
I usually wake
That's
up,
just good looking woman right
but
here.
I can't stand to think about it again.
Yeah.
You need
just
to
lay there in
read
bed.
The other day, it was
Fine
almost
looking.
12.
Oh my word!
You got nothing.
You're becoming a night owl like me. So.
Yeah, and it's just,
Cute kids.
I know.
but I got up early today.
Good.
I did get some work done.
Oh, well, I didn't get any work done. I got up and got here. That was my accomplishment.
Good for you.
Yeah, but normally I go to bed about 4 in the morning. That's my normal
Oh, well,
go to bed time.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're late night.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am super light.
Take
It
a
was
picture.
so nice when I was in college because during the summer I'd go to the mills and I would ask for graveyard shifts and
Oh.
I got hired instantly.
Oh, yeah.
You want to work graveyard? Yes. You're
It's
hired.
yours,
Start
yeah.
tonight.
This little boy,
And I
Wrapped
bet
his
that,
arms
you know,
around Dave.
everything's a little bit more
well,
laid
he
back
grabbed
at
his
night.
Oh,
leg
yeah,
and he
very
wouldn't
much.
let go. And Dave didn't even know who he
Of
was.
course, then I was young.
Had no
and
idea
when
who the kid
I got off
was.
Friday
I like
morning
you, I like you.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna let go.
I
Oh,
was
I
able
mean,
to
he
revert right back
grabbed
to
a hold of
daytime
it.
schedule.
You ready, Ma?
Yeah, what are you
Friday
like?
night at,
A little boy hanging on
10 at
to.
night.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
It's like
She
a
just
3-day
lost
weekend
it.
every time.
Oh, it's
Wow,
okay.
that's awesome.
Anyway, a little
Maybe
kid,
another time.
you
I know, I
know,
could.
clinging on to a guy's leg. He didn't want to let
Dave
go.
here at church, he just hugged his leg and he wasn't gonna let go and he just hung on and Dave didn't even know who he was.
Oh, here?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to show her because it's too much.
When Ken, I never remember his last
You
name.
having a magic show back there?
Yeah.
Hey, would you
I just
like
thought
to-
we'd cover up the wall that's a little bit unsightly at the moment.
Would you like to empty this?
Yeah.
It's cold and it's,
See, look, little guy walked up to Dave and Parsons and got a hold of his leg and just hung on there.
that was here?
Yeah,
Who's that? Man.
Dave Parsons.
Oh,
Is this your bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
oh, that's so cute.
Isn't that cute?
Dave and Evelyn are such wonderful.
You sure you're not gonna have a magic show back there?
Well, that depends.
That's
You know,
so
that-
cute.
Little puppets coming out?
Do you know whose
that-
baby
That
it
is
is?
cute.
Wow.
No idea who the little boy was.
Poor little
But he,
boy.
I think he thought he was his grandpa or something.
Well, that's
He
very possible.
Hung
You
on
gonna
to
go to
him
the bathroom
and.
these days?
I am.
You got the two, you know,
No,
well,
I don't have a watch.
well, the dogs are still out. and
Oh,
it's
the
hot.
dogs
I
are
know, I
doing
got
Well,
it
it's hot out there, so.
and it's
And we
not as
didn't
hot
have any
now.
sprinklers going today, so they don't have any cool damp places to lay
Well, I
down.
started to get up once, but I never did make it. Then, and Don came, oh, creak, crack, pop.
That's what we call snap, crackle, pop. Rice
Yeah,
Krispies.
it's Rice, yeah, that's the one. My knees too.
Yeah, snap, crackle, and pop.
Well, I hope you don't get lonely.
Oh, I'll carry this out
yeah.
for you.
Well,
Look
you'll
at
have to
the
come
doggy.
keep me company another time, okay?
Thank you.
Please do.
You'll see me.
Oh, Oh, good. I hope I do.
And my name is Bev.
Bev.
B-E-V.
Is that short for Beverly?
That's correct.
All right.
You want my middle name?
What is it?
Yvonne. Not Yvonne, Yvonne.
Yvonne. Well, it's better than mine.
Not even.
Not even, no. Oh, boy.
Not even.
Oh.